In the morning of Friday, the third day of their journey, Jack woke up first and tapped Jake to wake up. "Now is too early, Jack. Let us rest a bit, for the journey is still far," Jake said with his sleepy eyes. "Oh no, the sun is already out. Arise, let us go," Jack commanded. Jake was very tired that he did not answer Jack. "I told you earlier not to take this royal box. Now you want to delay our journey," Jack whispered as he abandoned Jake. He simply picked the map from the ground. Jack stood beside the Iroko tree studying the map. From the map, he discovered that there was a death trap before Lake Straw. Their late mother once told them a story about the death trap. He remembered his mom saying that the death trap is the most dangerous place in the cat's jungle. The death trap marks the boundary between the cat jungle and the Lake Straw. The sight of the death trap on the jungle map made Jack scared. After 25 minutes, Jake woke up from his sleep. Although very tired, he managed to stretch his body. "Sleepy Jakey, are you tired of sleeping?" Jack teased him and asked, "Have you studied the map?" "Yes, I have. There is a dangerous spot we must cross before we get to Lake Straw, which leads to the Giraffe Kingdom," Jake answered. "We shall get over it. Fear not," Jake said to encourage Jack, whose eyes was already full of dread. "I believe you, brother," Jack replied, and they continued their journey. They had already trekked for half a kilometer when Jake noticed he had forgotten his royal box. He pleaded with Jack to accompany him to the tree where he left his royal box. "Could you just forget about that royal box?" Jack asked, refusing to follow Jake. "Remember, Mom said we should not travel with any luggage. Now because of this, your box of disobedience, we have to waste time and energy." "I understand, brother, but I cannot lose that box. It is very expensive," Jake replied and pleaded with Jack to go with him to get their box. Finally, Jack reluctantly followed Jake and they were able to find the box. Jake hung the box on his neck and appreciated Jack for following him to get the box. He also promised to give Jack half of the royal wares inside the box. Jack was not even concerned. All that was in his mind was how to get to the Giraffe Kingdom. They continued their journey until they got tired, especially Jake, who was carrying a box as heavy as a baby giraffe itself. So, they decided to rest a little before they continued their journey. However, they were alert and hyperactive because they saw from the map that they were very close to the danger zone. Jake and Jack became more frightened than ever before. Their elongated necks helped them to see things clearly from afar. They kept turning their head side by side to detect predators. Jack finally saw a hungry leopard approaching them. "Hey, Jack, run!" Jake shouted. They ran very fast towards the death trap as the leopard chased after them. Jack was leading the race, with Jake following as the second and the leopard the third. The leopard drew closer and closer to them as they ran with all their might. Jack finally got to the death trap and was able to sneak through the tiny death trap. Meanwhile, Jake's speed steadily reduced because of the weight of the box he was carrying. Jake became so tired that he was unable to run. He stood, dropped the box from his neck, and was ready to fight the leopard. What gave Jake the giraffe the morale to fight a leopard? Jack whispered to himself while giving signs to Jake to run. "Jake, no! Run! Run!" Jack echoed when he saw Jake standing to fight the fierce leopard. Jake didn't even give him attention. He had made up his mind to fight the leopard. Jake began the fight. He used his tiny horns to lift and fling the leopard. This made the leopard to become weak and almost gave up on the fight. But no, his ego wouldn't let him. He swiftly rose up, ran to and climbed a very big tree that was nearby. From a weak branch of the tree, the leopard jumped and landed on the back of Jake. Upon landing on Jake, the giraffe's back, the leopard beat him deeply. He continued biting his neck until Jake started bleeding profusely. The hungry leopard used his canine teeth to drag the carcass of Jake while he used his left claw to drag the royal box to his house. Jack heard his brother yelling in pain while he was still running. He turned back to see the ravenous leopard tearing his twin brother, Jake, apart. At that point, Jack stopped running. His eyes became red as a coal to cook. His long tongue stretched forth as a sword to fight, but it was already late. His one-time beloved brother was now a mere suya, laying on the ground. Jack cried till nightfall, remembering the sweet memories of his mother and twin brother. He couldn't even sleep that night. Instead, he wept bitterly till dawn. It was indeed the most painful part of his life. That morning, before he continued his journey, he used his hoof to write a poem beside Lake Straw in memory of Jake and Queen G. Jake and Queen G, if I plea, will you tell me where you are? Kind mother and Jake my star. After he finished writing and singing the poem, he continued his journey to the giraffe kingdom. He traveled through Lake Straw. It was quite a long lake compared to regular lakes. He walked sluggishly and slowly because of how tired he was. He was also depressed, but struggled to climb the mountain that was behind Lake Straw. To his greatest surprise, he saw for the first time many animals that had some resemblance as his mother and twin brother. This made him to feel a bit relieved. The giraffes welcomed him, and the giraffe soldiers took him to the king's palace, where he was washed and fed. There, he narrated his sad story, and the king quickly hugged him, saying, "My son, you came back. Welcome." And all the giraffes present in the palace cried for the death of Queen G and Jake. There and then, Jack was crowned the prince of the giraffe kingdom. Long live the giraffe kingdom! Long live the king! Long live Prince Jack! The giraffes echoed in unison. Despite the fact that he was treated like a king, the memories of his mom and twin bro couldn't leave his head. At the slightest opportunity, he also shared important lessons about obedience with other giraffes he came across.